It was a great experience, you know, coming in as a walk-on. Obviously, you don't expect to get that kind of role, and fortunately, I learned the playbook well enough and showed my speed out there, and I was able to sub in and be a role player for Albert Evans, who's a great player. He's off to Miami Dolphins now, and then Logan Link, who's actually a GA for us. So it was great to be behind those two. They taught me a lot, and you know, just being successful, just a successful season, being able to say that I was a contributor and helped the team go and actually win in the Little Caesars Bowl is quite an accomplishment.
Talk about your story from going, you know, you all stayed a couple of years here at Bishop Dwenger, and you know, Illinois State had an offer out there for you. You could have gone somewhere else, probably somewhere smaller, and played. But why did you go to Purdue, and how have you been able to rise through the ranks the way that you have?
Why I chose Purdue, I remember sitting down talking to my mom and dad, and it was, you want to be a bigger fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond, and something that really I wanted to prove. I just wanted to prove to everybody that I was able to go and play at a Big Ten school and really just prove to myself. I didn't want to, you know, go to a smaller school and, you know, later down in the roads have regrets on if I could have gone and played for Purdue, and you know, I'm happy with my decision. I love it. What
has been the biggest improvement that you've made to your game since you stepped on Purdue's campus? Because obviously, you know, SEC is good football.
It is.
But Big Ten football is Big Ten football.
Oh, just the speed differential is crucial. I remember going in as a true freshman, going into camp, and man, just the speed differential. And one thing that really has improved is my football IQ. My football IQ has risen above and beyond of what I want to see here at Dwenger. And you know, you just really got to study the playbook, and that's something that I didn't really have to do here at Dwenger. So the transition over was a little difficult, but definitely has worked out for the best.
What was it like when you got there in camp? You're a walk-on guy, preferred walk-on, correct?
Yes, preferred.
But you're still a walk-on guy, having to prove yourself. What was that like going through that process?
Honestly, I think it helped me. I felt like I needed to push myself harder than everybody else was just to even get noticed. You know, being a walk-on, you just really got to push yourself even harder and make yourself stand out more than everybody else. And that was the biggest thing that I remember talking to my parents about, is this camp, my first camp was it was crucial. I just had to get my name out there. And Coach Lou Anarumo started noticing me towards the end of the season, and that's when they started talking about me a little more. And then my first spring ball, or first spring practices, that's when I started getting in the second deep and started getting the rotation more. So.
As far as being able to play in all 13 games for Purdue last year, did that even surprise yourself, the amount of confidence that the coaching staff had in you?
Oh, it did. And I mean, surprise, yeah, that'd be a good word to say. Just like I was saying earlier, you don't anticipate being a preferred walk-on, being able to go out your second year as a redshirt freshman and being able to contribute to a team who went on and won a bowl game. And, you know, so it did surprise me in a little bit of a way, but yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way, in a good way, very good way.
What was it like, you know, kind of the breakout game in some instance where everybody kind of got a chance to see you play was the Notre Dame game. Well, how weird was it that Tyler Eifert's there on the field trying to bust his chops down the middle? I
remember me and Tyler bumped heads one time. I didn't even know it was him. I grabbed his shoulder pads, tried throwing him down, and obviously Tyler's a lot bigger than I am. And so he pushed me back, and we made eye contact with each other. And we were like, oh man, what's going on? You know, so it was fun. It was fun playing against Tyler. It was fun playing against, you know, Johnny. And I mean, I grew up as a Notre Dame fan, and you know, just being able to be on the field with the Michael Floyds and everybody, it was just surreal. It was quite an experience. I never thought that my first career start would be against Notre Dame, and you know, it was a memory that will last a lifetime.
What have you been able to prove to yourself during the time that you've been at Purdue? That, you know, coming in, you think, oh, I can make a name for myself, but have you kind of validated your decision, the one that you made to go to Purdue?
Oh yeah, it's been the best decision of my life. Like I said, just contributing to a team that has had success, that alone is success for me. And you know, I totally am so grateful with the opportunity that I've had with the Purdue University football team, and so glad that I made this decision rather than going a different route.
Finally, talk about the health. Obviously, you had to sit out this spring with the shoulder, but how are you coming along health-wise, and what are your expectations for you when camp opens? Well, I mean, you'll obviously do workouts this summer, but also when camp opens in the fall of 2012.
Shoulder is coming along pretty well. Like I was saying to you earlier, it's, you know, in the weight room, that's really something that's really been pushing me off, and starting to get back in the weight room. I'm starting to get my weight up a little bit, and you know, just a little bit of aches here and there, but nothing. Should be 100% in August. And when August comes around, I had my exit interview with Coach Burns, our new DB coach, and something he had mentioned was spring ball, and obviously because this is his first spring ball, to take a look at everybody. All he's been seeing is film. So he had mentioned that spring ball was his chance to look at the players on the team now, and this is their quote-unquote interview. And I have to come out, and when August rolls around, we're in camp, and I'm going to be like the freshman who has to redo their interview and take their interview. And you know, that's something that I'm not worried about. I want to go out there and I just want to prove to myself again. I'm taking it like this is going to be my first camp. I got to make a name for myself and push before everybody else. And just, you know, like I said, just make a name and get my name out there.
What characteristic that maybe you learned here at Dwenger, what characteristic helps you the most in, you know, especially early on in your quest to kind of make a name for yourself as a preferred walk-on? Intensity, determination? What would
I would say disciplined. Discipline with looking at the playbook. The consistency is what's going to get you on the field. You're not going to get on the field if you know the playbook so-so. You need to know the playbook hands down. Discipline's definitely been in one, and you know, just hard work. Dwenger doesn't expect anything else other than hard work, and I learned that in my 4 years playing football here, and that is obviously translated over to Purdue. And yeah, so hard work and discipline, those two are the key things.